सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Okay. So let us chant. Whoever is next? Yeah, Venkatramanji. Tapobihi kshina papanam
Tapobihi kshinapāpānaṁ
shantanam vitaraginam
Shantānaṁ vidaragināṃ
mumukshunam apekshyoyam
Mumukshūnāmapekshyoham
Atmabodho vidhīyate
Atmabodho vidīyate
bodho'nyasādhanebhyo hi
bodho'nyasādhanebhyo
sākṣānmokṣaikasādhanam
sākṣānmokṣaikasādhanam
pākasya vahnivajjñānaṃ
pākasya vahnivajjñānaṃ
vinā mokṣo na sidhyati.
vinā mokṣo sidhyati.
Yeah. I think we completed the first shloka and we are about to enter the second, correct? Yeah. First shloka talked about what is the ideal candidate for this.
Sounding.
There is an echo that I got. So the first shloka talked about the candidate for this course. Am I qualified for this course? If somebody were to ask, that is the answer he gives here in the first shloka. And so tapobihi, we saw all this kshina papanam. So much is there here. By tapas they have taken care of their papas. What is a papa? Papa is that in this context, nobody can touch our past. Past is sitting in the bank account. You can't do anything about it. But for this life, I have taken care of what I am clear about what my goals are, and I have taken care of my raga dveshas, and now my mind is available to pursue moksha. Mumukshunam apekshyaha. That is all that is compressed in this one shloka. Shantanam, Shamadamadi. We saw all these things. So you have listed all these qualifications. It seems like a tall order, right? And the person is already a Swami only. Sadhu. Person is such a great person. The student itself is. You are saying the student must be like this. And then, so our Padmapada says, already this person is tapobihi mantra karma yogadi aneka sadhaneshu satsu. This person has so many qualifications that you are demanding from this candidate. Moksham prati bodho'nyasādhanebhyo kim. Hey, what are you talking? He is already a mukta purusha. Why are you talking about this bodhaha? Next shloka is coming, bodhaha. Bodhaha means knowledge. He is going to refer to now directly. He is going to talk about knowledge. Okay, and so that if that question were to arise in our mind, then the answer to that question is this next shloka. Like that, Atmabodha is introducing the shloka to us. Bodhaha is the main bodhaha sākṣānmokṣaikasādhanam, mokṣaikasādhanam. Bodhaha ekasādhanam. That is what he is saying here. So, this is a big departure. How shall I say? Departure from this common statement that you hear. He is saying knowledge is the only means for moksha. Knowledge of what and all, you'll talk about Atmabodha. So knowledge of moksha, knowledge of Atma is moksha. That's what he's saying. Hinduism has many paths to the goal. This is the most popular statement. Any Hindu you ask, they will say this thing. Many paths to the goal. So it's an innocent statement. It means what? Hey, you follow whatever religion, whatever devata you want, you have whatever ishta devata, you go to any temple, your sampradaya is different, my sampradaya is different, our ways of conducting marriage is different, your ways of conducting marriage is different, everything is different, language also is different. And so, fine, no problem with that, we don't have any. So, but something unites us, there is something somewhere that unites us. Okay, therefore, we say all paths lead to the same goal. Many paths are there to the goal, moksha. All these ideas come from this mindset that we have. And so, when I read that book by Linda Johnson, it's called Idiot's Guide for Hinduism. Idiot's Guide for Hinduism. I was in for a shock. Because that was the time I was studying all these things. Advaita Vedanta and all. I was in for a shock because this lady did such a great job. And she told me things that I never knew also. She was clear about Sanatana Dharma and all this. All paths, many paths, one path, only path. All these ideas she demolished. Linda Johnson. Had nothing to do with Sanatana Dharma. But she did such a great job. Then I saw there's another book called Hinduism for Dummies. We are all dummies, you know. There is one, some Srinivasan, I think, is the author. And so, there is a dummy series book. I have not seen that book, but I saw it in Amazon, it was there. And so, this many paths to salvation, all this they say. Shankara is giving he's telling, now is the time to come out of that mindset. Come out of this whole, these words, English translations of all these words. Moksha is salvation, Ishvara is God, karma is fatalism. Like this, we have just internalized all these things, and in the process, we have done the greatest disservice to our own dharma. Some of you already know all this, but for those of you who are new to this kind of thinking, I'm just introducing it, and as we go along, you will understand it. And our mata, our dharma is philosophy. We are studying philosophy. You know what philosophy we are studying? Advaita Vedanta philosophy. Okay, that you don't forget. Okay, at least that much we should keep in mind. So no, we can't call it philosophy for various reasons. Philosophy is a subject. You can study the subject, you can become a scholar in that particular branch of philosophy, and you can get a degree. This is not philosophy. This is not a branch of something. This is you. This is me. This is, if I know, he's saying, if I know myself, I got moksha. Moksha is the goal for the human being. If not, I am going to be born again also. That is the consequence of not having moksha. So, how do you compare this and that subject? Philosopher Immanuel Kant, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Where is the connection between what they talked about? They were also thinkers, no doubt. They were talking about knowledge, epistemology, ontology, existence, ideas of existence. What is the meaning of existence? They also thought. We've put a full stop on all these things. Okay, we've thought about it, and there is all kinds of texts on this. And so, but for him, he doesn't connect that philosophy to salvation. But for me, this study is connected to moksha. So these two are not connected. So why I am saying all this? Bodho'nyasādhanebhyo. Mokṣaikasādhanam will become mokṣaikasādhanam. So now we need to talk a little bit about this sadhana. He is saying, अन्यसाधनेभ्यः हि बोधः sākṣānmokṣaikasādhanam. When compared to all the other sadhanas that we know, अन्यसाधनेभ्यः hi, indeed when compared to all these other sadhanas, what other sadhanas? Everything that you and I do from morning to evening, from the whole year, you have so many things we do, starting from lighting the lamp onwards, puja onwards, sandhya vandanam onwards, and then going to temple, and then tirtha yatra, and then pranayama, and dhyanam, upasanam, vratam. Okay, Navaratri comes, vratam, like this, so many vratams we do. Everything you list, big list you put. Everything you put. He says, keep it all there with you. You need all these things. And then Nadi yoga, Anahati yoga, this yoga, that yoga is all there. And in Bhagavad Gita also there is Karma yoga, Bhakti yoga. Good. Put all the things there. Put everything you know, whatever you know about these things, keep doing it. And let it be there. They are all called what? Anyasadhanani. Anyasadhanani. Other means. Compared to all those other means, bodhaha or atma, within brackets atma, Atmabodha. Atmabodha. Sākṣānmokṣaikasādhanam. Sakshat, direct. Direct means for moksha. Versus what? Versus all those things. They are all required for you. They prepare you. They prepare you for this moksha. And so they are also, you can say, indirect means. Indirect means. Okay? And parampara sadhanam. They are all parampara sadhanam. Paramparaya, kramena. Once you have these other sadhanas, then they will make you mature, no doubt. They will make you mature and then make you ready for this bodha. Therefore, they are also sadhanani, no doubt. But they are indirect means. They are means which have to be followed up through with something else. What about bodha? Bodha. He says sākṣāt. Sākṣāt means there is no gap between knowledge and moksha. There is no gap. There is no gap. Means there is nothing else to do after Atmabodha, after self-knowledge. And so self-knowledge is moksha. You can't even say self-knowledge gives me moksha also, you can't say. Self-knowledge is moksha. But because we have to say sadhanam somehow, and we are all used to means, if I do this, I will get that. This idea is just deeply entrenched in my mind, and therefore, okay, what do I have to do to get moksha? I have to know myself. So that knowing myself is called as a sadhanam. And so he is qualifying it with sākṣānmokṣaikasādhanam. And how many such means are there? Many means or one means? Knowledge itself means it is an appreciation of what is, appreciation of the truth. Newton's laws, if we say, Newton's appreciated the truth, the gravity and all these laws of motion, all that is there. Laws of motion have been there for a long time. Newton saw it and he just put it in certain ways in which you and I can study. Unchangeable. Unchangeable not because Newton said it. Unchangeable because that is Ishvara. That is the niyama. That is the niti. That is the nayaha. And so, same thing here also. Bodhaha, when you say, then I don't have any choice. Because we are talking about knowledge of something. And knowledge of something, it does not depend on my free will. Only karma depends on my free will. I can decide whether this is what I want or not. That much I have free will. But I can't decide what Atma is. I can't decide what the subject matter is. That is not in my hands. Okay. So he's saying here, sākṣānmokṣaikasādhanam. And so that the gapless, one is parampara sadhanam, vyavahita sadhanam. Vyavahita means is a means which is separate from the result by certain other things. Something else is needed for moksha. Even I have to do my pranayama and yoga and prarthana and puja and tirtha. Okay? Vaidya, go ahead and mute yourself. And then that is called vyavahita sadhanam. And here, this is what sakshat sadhanam is avyavahita sadhanam. Avyavahita. Gapless. There is no gap between knowledge and moksha. But there is a gap between all other means, anya sadhanani and moksha. That is what is to be understood by the word sakshat. Sakshat. We have a Swami whose name is Sakshat Kritānanda. Like this, you may have heard other names also. Sakshat. So that word sakshat is sakshatkaram, they say, sakshatkaram. So he or she, Meera got sakshatkaram of Sri Krishna, like that they say. Means what? Sakshatkaram. That means we don't know what it means really. In the comics, what they do is they will, not comics, this Amar Chitra Katha, that Krishna appeared in front of Meera and showed his form. And so sakshatkara, like that we understand. As children we used to understand like that. I'm audible, no? Yeah. So, yeah. That is fine. That is fine. That was the initial meaning of sakshatkaram. But now we are talking about when Ishvara and Jiva itself, there is no difference. Jiveshwara Aikyam we are talking about. Then this idea that somebody has to show his face to me has to slowly let go. We have to let go of that idea. Somebody has to present himself to me. Either sitting like this, suddenly he shows up, or in my dream he shows up, or somehow he shows up. That is sakshatkar. No, we can let go of that idea. We can begin to replace that idea with bodhaha, Atmabodha. Okay? So, so he's saying there is no direct connection between all the other sadhanams and moksha. No direct connection. There is an indirect connection. One leads to the other. Like that, he's giving an introduction to it. Introduction to this whole Atmabodha topic. And what about Ashtanga Yoga? Yama, Niyama, all these are there. And then Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi comes all the way at the end. Correct? Samadhi is the last word used in this Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga, which has 8 limbs, means 8 steps. From Yama onwards, means basic. Just do's and don'ts, Yama and Niyama. Can you handle do's and don'ts? Please don't do these things. Please do these things. These things are good for you. Can you handle it? Yeah, I can handle it. Okay. Then Asteyam, Satyam, all these things is there. Can you handle speaking the truth? Is that too much for you? No, I think I'll from today I'll practice that. Okay, do that first. Then Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama. Asana. Okay, I'm 80 years old, I can't bend, I don't do all that. Okay, you can sit in the chair or you can't sit in the chair. I can sit. Okay, sit on the chair and do some asanas. There are people who are doing it. This is a senior citizen home. Everybody is 60, 70, 80, not 60, 70, 80, 90, even 100 is there. So they are also going to this meditation hall every day and doing yoga every day. Okay, sitting. They are just sitting in the chair and the Manoharan is teaching. So lift the hands, legs, not even legs, hands are enough. Just bending. If you can bend like this, bend. Be careful. You can get a vertigo. So all that is there. So he's doing excellent job he does. Okay, that's called asana. Pranayama. Perfect. The appreciation comes slowly. Now what happens, all these things, what it does is, it takes my mind away from all these things. It brings the mind back to myself. Breath is such a magic. I don't know who invented it, whatever, our rishis have figured this out. And they said, you focus on your breath, your mind will become calm. You think you are doing something to your breath. Yeah, you are doing something, and that also improves the lung capacity and all. Correct. But it does, the side effect of it is even more important. So pranayama like this. And then samadhi is there. Samadhi. They will talk about savikalpa samadhi and nirvikalpa samadhi. Savikalpa means a state of mind where there is vikalpa. Vikalpa means a change. A change means what? There are thoughts. There are some thoughts in the mind, and I am still in the state. You can call it a calm state. Thoughts are there. Thoughts are there means I am aware of myself, and I am aware that I am in this state. These are all thoughts. That awareness is a thought, and so that thought is there. Savikalpa samadhi. Then there is nirvikalpa samadhi. Nirvikalpa, there is not even any thought. That I am meditating, thought also is not there. That I am in so-and-so samadhi, thought is not there. So that is called nirvikalpa. That means I am lost to the world. I don't even know that I exist. Is it possible? Now, I should not be sleeping. Deep sleep also possible. Snoring is going on, means that is not nirvikalpa samadhi. Please, I am telling you right now. So by mistake, the multiple choice question comes somewhere. You don't make a mistake at least. And so, if I am not sleeping, but I am in that state, then it's called nirvikalpa samadhi. Alright. What about all these sadhanas? Yeah, these are all sadhanas. These are all parampara sadhanani. These are vyavahita sadhanani. Nirvikalpa samadhi is not moksha. Why? Because after nirvikalpa samadhi, what will happen? How long can you be in nirvikalpa samadhi? 1 hour? 10 minutes? Half an hour? 1 hour? 1 day? 1 year? Is it possible? Good. Be in nirvikalpa. That's good. Your nirvikalpa samadhi is good for me, The family members, I mean. So, good. This guy is not causing any problem. For some time we can be peacefully doing whatever we are doing. At least that seva I will be doing if I am in nirvikalpa samadhi. Good. Then what? After that what? There is an after that. So that after that is going to be savikalpa. Whatever happens, it's called savikalpa. Either there is samadhi or there is asamadhi. Then what? Moksha is gone, no? If nirvikalpa samadhi is moksha, then vikalpa samadhi is going to be not moksha. So we cannot equate. In our tradition, nirvikalpa samadhi is not moksha. Therefore, Ashtanga Yoga, beautiful system developed by Patanjali, is a yoga. That's why he calls it yoga. Any yoga is a means for my self-improvement, my journey towards moksha. That is yoga. Alright. So, that's what we understand from these words here, important words. And Swamiji, Paramarthanandaji says, there's a beautiful shloka in a Shankara's one particular Anatma Shri Vigarhana Stotram. How many of you have heard this? Anatma Shri Vigarhana Stotram. There he says, Dhatur loko sadhito va tatah kim. Dhatur loka. Dhatu means Brahma. Brahmaji Brahma. Chaturmukha Brahma. Brahma loka. Dhatur loko sadhito va tatah kim. Okay, did you say you have gone to Brahma loka? Is that what you are telling me? Tatah kim. So what? So what? Okay. Then Vishnur loko vikshito va tatah kim. Vishnu loka. Alright, Vishnu is not here, And Vishnu is there in some loka. He is enjoying life in some other loka. And then vikshito va. Did you say you just passed by and the train stopped at Vishnu Loka, you had a glance, you say hi to everybody, and you had a little chat and all that. You spoke to everybody and came. Is that what you said you're saying? Tatakim. So what? And then one more is that. Shambhor loko shashitova tatakim. You got a chance to, Bhagavan said, you please go and go to Shivaloka and go, not help Shiva, you go and just let Shiva take some rest. I will take care of this world. Shashitova. Shasanam kritavan. Pavan. So he says, you ruled over Shivaloka. Is that what you are saying? Tatakim. Tatakim. Like that he says. Yena. Varnir jagdo lajabadva tatakim. Did he say you eat fire? You swallowed fire? Okay. No. There are some birds also. There are fire-eating birds without any Sanskrit, without any English language, nothing. Without eating sambar and rasam. Still they are able to eat fire, it seems. So tatakim. Tatakim. Okay. Abdihi padbhyam lankito va tatakim. Did you cross the ocean with on water? Did you cross? Did you walk over ocean? Is that what you are saying? Tatakim. Tatakim. Yena swatma naiva sākṣāt krito bhūt. Sākṣāt krito. So one who has not really approached Atma, this idea of Atma itself has not come. He is only focused on all these other things, all these magical things. That's why one thing that Advaita Vedanta will do to us in this study is, we will slowly move away from all these magical things, all these this siddhas, and all this expectation that some magic has to happen. That magic is equated to moksha. There are people who can do wonders with their hands and legs. They can levitate, they can float, all this are there. Let the siddhis be there. That is the beauty of the tradition. A siddhi, that fact that there is such a possibility, only we are able to show. So that mind is so powerful that we are able to show. But don't confuse that to be moksha. The siddhi, somebody asked a question long ago, I remember, once at satsang, somebody said, what about all these people who have all these siddhis? And this means these miraculous powers are there. What about all the people? I said it will be there. People will have miraculous powers, especially not while studying this. Without that itself, they are blessed with these miraculous powers. And they live a life like that. If I go and ask him, I also want this siddhi, he should ask me, why do you want this siddhi? I want moksha. You want moksha? This siddhi will not give you moksha. That is what they should tell us. If you want moksha, then you are talking to the wrong person. You go there to that ashram. Like that he should tell. Correct? If he knows all these things. He may or may not know also. We are just making a practical discussion here. That's all. We will do namaskar. We will worship this siddha. Siddha Purusha also worshipped, Here also, this particular place where we live, Marudamalai temple is there. There are Pambati Siddhar, they say. Pambati Siddhar. There are big stories are all there behind the siddhas. People go throng to these places because of the stories. Anyway, so that siddhas is there. But here it is not siddha, it is bodha. Correct? I think we are talking about bodha. So, not Atma Siddhi, it is Atmabodha. Atma Siddhi also you can say. Siddhi means the gaining of Atma there. Anyway, so Atmabodha. And so, he is saying only Atmajñānaṃ can lead to Mokṣa. And we are reminded of who? Narada. We are reminded of Narada. After telling, I know so much, he says, I grieve, aham shochami, mantra videvasmi natu atmavit. All that we saw some time ago, right? So, he says, I know all the mantras, but I don't know Atma. What an admission it is. What an admission. And So that's how Shankaracharya is introducing this subject to us by saying only this knowledge of the self will lead us to moksha, will give me moksha. Why? Because that is how the problem has been diagnosed. The problem of samsara is like that, diagnosed. In Viveka Chudamani, he says one, what is that shloka? We studied it a few months ago. So he says, I forgot what the shloka is now. Ajnana karyam pradahet samoolam. Anyway, he says, this problem of samsara comes due to my identity of myself with things that are not myself. And everything other than myself is fleeting, is anityam. Therefore, I am anityam. It's a very obvious conclusion. And I am temporary, I am anityam. Therefore, I become insecure. I can't even be happy with the idea that I am a mortal. At least I am a mortal and I am happy being a mortal is okay, no? Nothing wrong with that. I am happy having diseases. Nobody says I am happy. Why? Body should, when there is a disease, the ease and disease should go together like two sides of a coin. Joy and sorrow goes together like two sides of a coin. Labha, labha. Labha, alabha. Both should go together. I should be happy with it. No, I am not at all happy. And so, that's how the problem has been diagnosed. And so, based on the diagnosis of the problem, which says that due to ignorance of the self, I am going through all this. Therefore, the only solution to that, to ignorance, is jnanam. And so, by jnanam alone, I can be free. That is what we are talking about. So, we will see how Shankaracharya is going to unfold this idea. And so, here he says, pākasya vahnivajjñānaṃ vinā mokṣo na sidhyati. He's saying, he's giving an example. Pāka means cooking. Cooking. If you have to cook something, you need this kashta, bhanda, etc. So you need vessels. Kashta means wood, but then fire, whatever, heater, something to cook, everything is needed. And you need water, you need some spatula, you need all these things needed. All the things that go into it are needed. Then only you can make. He says, pākasya vahnivajjñānaṃ asti. But jnanam is like fire. You can have whatever you want, but without fire you cannot cook. He's giving that example. He wants you to see that just like how fire is so important in this, and it's a direct means for cooking. Everything else is indirect. Means what? Everything else is needed, but there is something more than what is that. And so until you cook, until you turn on the gas stove, then nothing gets cooked. And so he wants us to use the example in that manner. And so pākasya vahnivāt. Vani is agni. Anal, analaha, analvat, agnivat, vahnivāt. Vat means like. Pākasya vahnitulyam. Just like the fire that is required for cooking, like that, this jnanam also is like that. And jnanam vinā, look at that, connect it this way. Jnanam vinā mokṣaha na sidhyati. You can copy jnanam and paste it one more. You can say pākasya vahnivajjñānaṃ. Jnanam is like the fire of your kitchen. Fire in your kitchen. Source of heat in your kitchen. And then comma or semicolon. Jnanam vinā mokṣo na sidhyati. Without knowledge, moksha cannot be gained. Moksha does not take place. Sidhyati. Passive voice. Moksha is not accomplished. How about that? That's the word. Accomplished. That's what I'm looking for. Moksha na sidhyati. Moksha is not accomplished by all the seekers of moksha. Like that he is saying. So without knowledge, moksha is not possible. That is the bold opening statement in the Atmabodha. Okay. Let's see if Padmapada says anything else. Pākasya yatha loke pachana kriyayaha kashta jala bandhadi sadhaneshu satsu api vannim vinā pākah na sidhyati. Yeah, same thing. Good.
That shloka is Ajnana Yogat Paramatmanastava, 24th.
Ajnana yogat paramatmanastava anatma bandhaha tatayeva samsritihi. Tatayeva samsritihi. அப்புறம் तयोर्विवेकोदितबोधवन्निः अज्ञानयोगात् இல்ல போதவன்னிः अज्ञानकार्यं प्रदहेत् समूलम्. Good. Ajnana yogat paramatmanastava. Like that he said. Hey, you who is no different than Paramatma, because of this being united with Ajnanam, all these funny things have happened. Like that, he's making bold statement there also. So that's a vision. Vision is like that. It's a beautiful vision because the only thing that separates me from my goal is my own knowledge. Ignorance is what separates me. Therefore, knowledge is the only solution. Therefore, there is no intermediary between me and my goal. Please understand this. Every other religion, there is an intermediary. The church is there, the pastor is there, and this and that. There, you have to get tickets and this and that to go to heaven. So much is involved. Intermediaries are there. That fellow comes and ruins the whole thing. I'm sorry, I'm not putting down any religion. Good, there are good people are there, but ruins means from a religion perspective I'm talking, and that's it. Here also there seems to be some intermediaries, but what is Shankara saying? Shankara is saying, if you worship me, you will get moksha. He doesn't say. Nowhere he says. Nowhere. You worship Shiva, then you get moksha. Don't worship Vishnu, okay? That guy is an imposter. No. That is why Advaita Vedanta just brings everybody to the same ground level. All these ideas you have about my God is better than your God and my Devata, she does better, she is not good, Ganesha is okay, he's a young boy, he knows some things but not all things. All nothing, everything gone, just in one fell swoop. Shankaracharya removes all that. Advaita Vedanta takes out all that. Upanishad takes out all those things. You read Upanishad and you try to look for any sadhana and all, you won't find anything. Because the puja prarthanas I am doing are not effective. I concluded that. And so I am looking for something or the other. Oh, Upanishads, that's the thing I missed out. You go to Upanishad, you will be shocked. There is nothing, no mention of, this particular upasana is good, that is great, and therefore she will save you, he will save you. Nobody can save me except myself. Why? Ajnana yogat paramatmanastava viveka chudamani. Correct? So, brilliant. So, we will look at this translation is given. I think all of you have this thing, this printout you have. Yeah, this PDF you all have. Okay. So, I am not dictating the translation like I do for Viveka Chudamani. Okay. Good. Next. Yeah. Anita ji, go ahead. Unmute yourself. Yeah. If you can repeat, all of you can repeat after me. Avirodhitayā karma. So Anita madam is not able to repeat?
I did repeat, sir.
Okay. You don't want to, or you? I didn't.
She said she will.
I think you couldn't hear me.
Oh,
She will repeat.
all right. Okay, I can hear. Okay, all right, good. But everybody can hear Anita ji. Is that correct? Oh,
We can hear now. Earlier we couldn't.
Yeah.
let's see.
Okay.
Taya karma
Avirodhitara karma
nāvidyāṃ
nāvidyāṃ
vinivartayet
vinivartayet
vidyā'vidyāṃ
vidyā'vidyāṃ
nihantyeva
nihantyeva
tejaham
tejaha
timirasaṅghavat.
tejastimirasaṅghavat
Let's try once again. Avirodhitayā karma.
avirodhitayā karma
Good. Nāvidyāṃ vinivartayet.
nāvidyāṃ vinivartayet
Vidyā'vidyāṃ nihantyeva. Okay, Ramuji, please mute yourself.
vidyā'vidyāṃ nihantyeva
Tejastimirasaṅghavat.
tejastimirasaṅghavat.
Good. Very good. So, a brilliant shloka, I often quote this periodically, is telling why are you so, you're all fanatics. You keep talking about jnanam, atmajnanam. Hinduism is such a beautiful religion. You're spoiling it by saying only knowledge gets moksha. Vishishtadvaita is there, Dvaita is there, so many sampradayas are there. They are talking about so many good things. You think they're all fools or what? Like that argument can come. Correct, obviously, because the clarity is critical in these matters. We are not interested in putting down anybody. Everybody has a place. Everybody is useful. We, in fact, thanks to all of them, we are here today. That is how we would like to look at it. Thanks to all the sadhanas we have done. Okay? So, if that becomes the question, nanu karmanam vichitra shaktitvat karma eva kinchit ajnanam nashayishyati. Padmapada is now giving an introduction to this. Hey, human being means karma, correct? We are agents of action. You only told long ago that the human being is very different from the animal. Animals are also living beings only. They are also powerful. A tiger is powerful, and every bird is powerful in its own way, in its own right, and they are doing so many things that I can't do. And so now I am a human being, and I also am gifted to do certain things, and many things, including sending rockets to the moon. And why I can't get moksha by karma? Karma and knowledge are different, And so that's the idea. So you're telling me only knowledge and all that. So many sadhanas are there. Like that, he is introducing this. Kim atmajnānena iti āshankya karma ajnānayoho virodha abhāvāt na evam ityaha. Yeah, he's saying, why are you so partial to knowledge? Like we are all partial to some people, Even among children, we are sometimes partial to somebody. Dangerous thing. Never be partial to one child. Very dangerous. Then the other child will feel left out. We don't want to give that feeling. And so, here you are saying you are partial. I don't understand why. Answer to that question is given in this shloka. Avirodhitayā karma na avidyāṃ vinivartayet. He's going to say that. He's going to say, hey, this karma, if it can remove ignorance, then I agree with you. Karma is a ajnana virodhi. It is an enemy of ignorance, and so ignorance, if we understand, is the root cause of the problem. If karma can remove ignorance, then I agree. Karma also can do any type of karma. We'll figure out. We'll do some research and figure out what karma can really remove ignorance. That we can think about. We can do that research, analysis and all that. But he's saying this anya sadhanani, we saw earlier, anya, bodho'nyasādhanebhyo hi. So that anya sadhanani, which all involve karma only. So lighting the lamp onwards, everything I listed, yoga, all the things are all karma only. Various types of actions. Karma means action in this case. Some activity, some effort expended by me is called karma. In a particular focused way. Puja, it's focused activity. It's a very focused activity. These are the things I do in my puja. These are the things I chant in my puja. Very focused, very circumscribed. It is defined, well defined activity. So all those are anya sadhanani. In the previous shloka it was said. And that anya sadhanani, he calls it as karma in this shloka. Okay, in this shloka, avirodhitayā karma. Because previously no word karma was there. Karma not mentioned. Suddenly he brings karma here. Okay, that anya sadhanani is called karma. Because action, activity. Some activity. Our mindset is that I must do something to get something. That is how our mindset is. Advaita Vedanta is just slowly trying to get us out of the mindset. It says, yes, you are correct. You are correct. But it applies only to artha, kama and dharma. Correct? We saw that introduction before. I hope that's why that introduction is so important. 4-5 days you are wondering what is this? This man is going on and then when are we going to Atmabodha and all? It is all okay. That is why. Now I can refer to that and say it applies only to artha, kama and dharma. There you have to do something to get something. Yes. What about moksha? Wait a minute. Don't extend that logic to moksha. That is what he is going to say. Okay? And so, even dhyanam, samadhi, it's a mental karma, manasam karma. It is very powerful. Dhyanam is such an important thing. We cannot ignore it. But it is also manasam karma. It is also comes under the bucket of anya sadhanani. Even though dhyanam is it's a most prized thing. Everybody wants to do dhyana. You should do, and it's not easy also. As Ramana Maharshi says, Kayavang manah karyamuttamam pujanam japas chintanam kramat. That's why somebody sits, I am also excited to do dhyana. And then the fellow will sit, after 1 minute he will get up, he will just run away. Not even get up, run away, because it's not possible. Because there's all these romantic ideas about dhyanam and all, we have to let go. We have to let go. And so, because that's what Ramana Maharshi says, Kaya Vang Manah Karyam Uttam. You start with physical activity. Kaya means body. Use the body. Do things. This among the Anya Sadhanani, do those things which involve the entire body. Definitely hands. That's why puja and all is very important to do. I keep telling people, do puja. Why? Because you have to do it. You have to light the lamp. You have to sit. You have to chant. You have to offer flowers. You have to do something like this. Om Shivaya Namaha. Om Pashupataye Namaha. Like this you have to keep doing it. Then only, that is what he says is easier, kaya. Then vak. Vak means you let go of the body movement. Means anything involved with physical activity you let go. Just retain vak, retain your vocal apparatus, chanting. Bhajans. Bhajan does not involve a ritual. Kaya means ritual, physical ritual. That's why children always, you have to give them some activity. You can't teach meditation to a growing child, suddenly bring meditation. You can ask them to chant something. Oh, they do all these things in or very well-meaning parents, they do all this. Fine. But yoga, okay, yoga is physical, so better, little better. Look, he is bending so nicely. Look at her. Like that, they all go like this and they get excited. You should do. That is called kaya. then you have to give them something to do. Otherwise, they will give you something to do. Correct? So before they give you something to do, you give them something to do. This is a nice little tug of war that goes on. And so, kaya, then vang. Vang is drop off the physical activity, then walk. Retain only the chanting. And bhajan. Bhajan is the best example. Then kaya, vang. Once you grow out of bhajan, then manaha. Manaha. Then you give up these words also. Gupchup. And then close your eyes and then do japa. Take a mala and do. Mala is required sometimes because that physical thing is needed. Once I do like this, then this gives the signal for me to go to the next one. It keeps me going. Okay? And then do that. After that, mala also is not needed. Japa. Then dhyanam. So he says, Ramana Maharshi cautions us, kaya vang manah karyam uttamam, pujanam japas chintanam kramat, he says. So he gives us a recipe. Don't jump. There is no shortcut. And so all this is beautiful. There is this whole sampradaya is there on these things. So that anya sadhanas of the previous shloka is referred to as karma in this shloka. This is what I was trying to tell you. And he says, those anya sadhanas which are now called as karma cannot give you moksha. Why? He is going to tell you that. Okay? It's a very brilliant thing. Na avidyāṃ vinivartayet. You have to split it like that. Nāvidyāṃ. Nāvidyāṃ is what? Na avidyāṃ vinivartayet. Karma nivartanam. Nivartanam means what? Removal of. This karma is unable to remove ignorance, unable to counter ignorance, unable to attack ignorance, unable to neutralize ignorance. Because somehow ignorance has to go. So we have to look at what the somehow is. And it says karma na vinivartayet. Avidyāṃ na vinivartayet. Vinivartayet. Nivartayet itself is enough. Nivartayet means it is unable to remove. Vinivartayet. Visheshena nivartayet. Remove ignorance without leaving any trace of it. You ask your children to clean the table. All this milk and coffee and all is there on the table, Because when children are there, they are just doing whatever they want to do. Then who is going to clean the table? And then you ask them to clean. Come on, clean the table. The guy will get the thing and then clean it up. Something he will do and go. And it looks like all this tea is now, it was there in one spot. Now the tea is there in all over the table. Is this the way to clean it? So that's what here also. Vinivartayet. Removing ajnanam without asheshena. Shesha means remnant, remaining, remainder. So without any remainder, it has to remove. But karma does not have that capacity to remove ignorance. Like that is introducing all these. These are all introductions, by the way. A lot of questions will arise in your mind, how and all that. Okay, so it will take us some time to fully understand all this. Self-ignorance is there. Let's start with self-ignorance. I don't know myself. As a child also I don't know myself. As an adult also I don't know my real self. Let's put it that way. I have a big resume in front of me. I have done this, that and all. A big list I have. Okay, I know about myself, obviously. I know about my family. I know about my relationships. I know the city. I know the geography. I've been there, done that. I've traveled to so many countries. I know all these things. But that's not the real I. Okay, good. I'm glad you are blessed to do all these things. But that's not the real I. Okay, and so that is what Shastram is saying. So that ignorance of the real I is there. Atmabodha is there. Then what happens? What does that Atmabodha do? If I don't know the real I, what did he say in this one? Viveka Chudamani. Paramatmanastava. Hey, you who are none other than Paramatma. Very bold statement here. Okay, very bold statement. Listen carefully. In one sentence, Shankaracharya diagnoses the problem. The I is equal to Paramatma, he says. If I don't know that I am Paramatma, then who am I? Aparamatma. Sanskrit is so easy, you know. See, you put an I in front of them, then the answer is given. Aparamatma means what? If I am not, or anatma. Anatma. I am anatma. What is anatma? Everything that I see is anatma. Everything I see is anatma. Anyway, so time's up now, and we will continue this discussion. The discussion is what? Karma avidyā'vidyāṃ na vinivartayet. Karma, however great the karma is, the greatest charity I do also cannot remove my ignorance. That's the idea. We'll come back to that. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you all very much.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಜಯಕುಮಾರ್.